Hello, welcome back and welcome new viewers. This is our very last pattern item from Simplicity 44, get this, 22, and I'm going to be sewing Ken's gray suit. We already have Barbie here in her red coat and her pretty little hat, and I am as far as I can be, and here it is. Barbie with her red coat and her pretty little hat right here. And now we're going to get started with Ken. So I'm going to be moving Barbie aside, put her to the back, and get started. So there is Barbie, and here's Ken. And here are my pieces. I went ahead and pre-started some items so that we can do this as fast as possible. I'm going to be making the shirt, which is going to be made out of this beautiful fabric with a pinstripe here. So that's going to be fabulous. And so here's the shirt. We're going to be making the shirt. We're going to be making the pants, and I pre-started this with the overlock on the top and on the hem, and the jacket. And I also pre-started the little pockets right here. Let me give you a look at it. So here are the pockets right there. So let's get this pocket done first. And I use lining in the back. So I'm going to use the scissors to bring it out as much as possible. After I'm done sewing, I will press this down, iron it down. So let's move this to the side. I also did a change to the pattern, and I'll show you in a second. The last time I did this, I'm just used to having certain things, and basically because the last time I sewed this pattern, it was the brown suit. Let me get this here. And as a matter of fact, let me get the brown suit so I can show you. So the pattern calls for the inner lining right here, and it only goes up to the side. It doesn't cover the back. So what I did is I adjusted it so it can go all the way down. So I'll show you that when I get there. So this is the brown one that I did last week. So I just did that so it'd be much better and cleaner. When you look at it, it's not interrupted as it is. And that's what you can do with these patterns. You have the base of the design, and it's yours, and you can change it as you wish. If it's going to make things easier for you or better, you can definitely do that. So here are the little mini pockets. Right here. So I'm going to put these way in the back, and I'm going to get started with the pants first. The material is really good. It's grayscale. So actually I'm going to wait till later because I have white thread on, and I want to use it while I have it here. Oh, the pockets are right there. I mean the sleeve. And I also adjusted the side of the material for the shirt, and I'll show you that in a second. Oh, I put the pattern away, so I made it just a little bit bigger on the side by the neck. And let's get closer here. And I am adjusting the lighting. A tight stitch. So many of you that have children, they have probably already started going to school. And I am going to be babysitting my son's fiance's child, and I will be picking up from school and taking him to his home, which they just bought a house here, not even a mile away from me. And the school is right behind my house, the elementary school. So I'm going to adjust my video making and my sewing. So I'm working on that. I might need to make it first thing in the morning, get some live stream in. So here is the shirt, and look how beautiful this work is within the materials. Very, very pretty. I'm going to put that in the back and connect the shirts, and then work on this part right here. So one of the things that I am concerned about is my dog Lilu. She's always been by my side. I wonder how she's going to take it, not being with me for those number of hours. I don't want to leave her outside. She's an inside dog. So, I mean, job, like let's say an 8 to 5, I would have to miss her. Okay, so here is the shirt. Look how beautiful that is. And I am going to put the little sewing here on the side to keep this open. So this sewing tutorial, we're going to look to see how long it takes to sew this shirt. Most of it I will need to do, like you're seeing here, but I went ahead and did the hem on the sleeve. So any little thing that I can do to speed things up, I went ahead and took a quick. Oh, I lost the thread. So I just saw that I just did my first the internet buffering. So it can't be because a lot of people are using the internet right now. That sound, I don't even know if you're hearing it. I have the fan on, and I have 2 different chimes on it. So my fan is revolving right now, so when it gets to a certain spot, my musical chime is sounding up, like right there, and I'm making that much noise. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to ease this because I do need every help I can get here in the easement of the collar. So there. And what I do in order to get the exact middle, I fold it in half and then clip it. And there is my middle ground. So basically I'm going to put it here and start pinning it. And I'll just do these 1, 2, 3, and then sew the rest. So I am adjusting and moving the bottom. And I'm also moving the bottom as I'm moving along, so that there's no any little creases there. And now that I have the collar there, I'm going to do the creasing again to include the collar. And I'm going to be collecting all these pins because I don't want them to fall. So see how when you fold this, it's only going to go over here to this side. I'm accustomed and I'm following the pattern. I would like for it to go all the way around to over here. So next time I am making a mental note that I'm going to need at least, here's the middle. That's probably, what do you think that is? One inch. So when I'm cutting it, I'm going to make it bigger by 1 inch right here. So now I'm going to fold this in and sew it. There. Oh. A lot. So let's try this again. So it got stuck something here on the top, and I don't see a problem. So I just got up to see what was the matter there. Let's try this again. Alright, give me a moment. I will be right back. Okay, thank you. Just needed to get something done. And get this part done here. And let's get the sleeves done right now. Here are the sleeves. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to clip it right here, right in the middle. And that is going to help me to place it right here in the middle and to the end. So next thing to do is ease it up, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. And I'm lifting this up to make sure that I'm not going to cut into the sleeve that I have pinned down underneath. It's so easy to cut into something that you're not supposed to. Just have to focus and know where all the material is at. So I am going and following, and yeah, it looks good right here. So there is the shirt taking place. A little prick here, so that's easy enough to fix. Just look for where I got pricked and just loosen it up, massage it, and then sew it. And that is a good thing to get used to, just to sew it and then look at it before continuing. And we're gonna take a look at it right now and see how well we did. There we go, much better. This right here, this little prick there, is from leftover thread that was holding it there, and there we go. So now that we have that done, we can go ahead and clean this up by taking this rough fabric out. That's my cat outside the door. She wants to come in, and I'm going to go ahead and open the door because she's going to be crying all this hour. Come on. Inside. Hello. Hello, baby. All right, my cat's inside. And let's go with the other sleeve here and do the same. I have the little she's very vocal. Both my cats are very, well, both my Spink cats are very vocal. Let's ease it up a little bit here. So now that I started, I'm going to release it. see if I didn't take too much here. I'm going to ease it up a little bit here because I took too much material to where it may be a little bit shorter. So I noticed that when I was sewing it, I started taking too much material. So I'm going to take this off, this thread. And do you see where it kind of unites over here on this end? I went too deep, and I could notice that it was a little bit slightly shorter, probably by 1/8 of an inch. So right now, see that? I am loosening it up. And don't worry, before I did this, I sewed it, and there we go. Much better. So now, I did clean this up here. I'm pretty sure, maybe not, but it's pretty close. And since this part's going to be visible, I wanted to make it as clean as possible. So now what we're going to do is fold it in. And the way you do this is that you crease the shirt in how it would be on the outside. And then sew it like this. And then around. That was my cat. And this happens quite often. And now turn it in and then adjust it with your hand so it can fit in here nicely. And it's really a tight little situation here, so you can use your thread zip. Oh, let me see, I have to put this in. I didn't sew that little part. There. Just clip that out, and this little piece. And this is what we have on the front. And it's going to be folding like so. So that's where that comes from. So now on to the other side. And I'm going to do the same. Basically fold it over and have it take form, and then just sew it. So since this one is going to be sewed this way, the opposite, and then out. And there we have that little area. I think that these cats drink a lot of water, and I think they do that because they're so talkative. So I am almost done with the shirt. I'm gonna do some last minute touches. The buttons, I'm gonna put them after I am done sewing. And let's close this up. I am sewing this really close to the edge because I am using the talking pen, and that little apparatus of that thing in his back takes a lot of room. So I am making this a little bit, I'm trying to make this as roomy as possible. There we go. And now for the other side. So this is going to be a very nice shirt. Where are you? Oh, she's right here. So we're going to fold it like this back and sew it alongside. So this is going to be a very nice little pointy front center. And I'm going to do a little hemming here, as close and as thin as possible. This is going to turn out really nice when we fold this in on the inside. And I'm only going to sew it up to here, kind of guesstimating, because now I'm going to fold it like so. And I'm going to use the width of my sewer foot. You might have a thicker one. This is almost like zipper sewer foot. And I'm only going to sew up to the end of the material and clip the edge. And clipping the edge is going to help me have a very nice pointy front. So this is the front, and let's get this pointy part out. Going to iron that down, and because we did this, it folds the rest of the shirt in, and that little small threading or sewing that I did, it's going to help to have this type of an inside finish. So now for the other one. And after this, I'm going to take about a minute to change the thread from white to gray. Okay, so we're going to do the same over here on this side. Just clip the corner without clipping the thread. And help it through. And I could sew this with the sewing machine, or I can hand hem it. And I like to hand hem it. It's not that much. You can do that at the end. And turn this inside out. I'm also going to hand hem this part right here to help it stay in place right here. So it was buffering right now, so I took the time to put the shirt on him. And let's see what it looks like. Fabulous. Very nice shirt. Moment and get my cat out. I mean, I'm used to her noisiness, but I still have a long way to go with this sewing. So let me put this here. And I'm going to hold it down with the pen so that we can see Ken's shirt. So it does need pressing. Let me sit him down so we can see him. There we go. That's a really nice shirt. Oops, Ken, sit down. And this part is going to be held. Okay, she's getting into more mischief, so I'm going to go ahead and take her out. So I'll let you spend some time looking at Ken and while I get her out. Okay, time for you to go outside. Yes, you have to go. Yep, you're too noisy. Look at this. Okay. So now I'm going to change the thread, and so that I can get started on the gray suit. This gray suit is going to be really great because it's going to resemble, or it's, to me at least, Pee Wee Herman's gray little suit. It would be a great costume for Ken. Alright, so I am changing the bobbin to gray right now. One of the first things that I'm going to do is put the little pockets in so that they can be straight. I didn't think 35 minutes of talking would make me so thirsty. Alright, I am getting the thread in. Camera moving is because I am hitting it, not on purpose. I'm just bumping my way across here. So I'm going to do the pants first because that is going to be the easiest. And this one I am going to put I'm going to put elastic on it. So if you have your pants cut out and you don't know or you don't remember which one's the front and the back, all you have to do is see that one is bigger than the other. So here, this one, I'm right at the middle. This is the back. So this is the front, and I'm going to sew that here. And I'm going to start with the hem. So basically, I am eyeballing it. And I don't know if you can see it. but this is what I'm doing. This part right here is right in the middle. So that's how I'm eyeballing it to assure me that the other one is going to be pretty straight to this one. So I'm going to go across, and look how beautiful that is. So I'm going to do the same for this one. I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to look for my little hack, and there we go, right in the middle, right where this is. For me, that's what I'm doing. You can have your own way of doing it. So now that they're both sewed, and before continuing on, I'm putting them side by side. And they're very straight. So now I did the serger here, so all I have to do is do the crease and put the elastic. So I'm going to get my elastic and fold it. And in order to keep the elastic in place, I'm going to sew it here. There. Now it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay put. So I haven't cut it. It is a continuous long piece of elastic, and I have been doing this to where I'm pretty sure how much elastic to use. And now that I'm in the end, I'm just going to sew it on and keep it in place. And there we are. So it's not too tight, it's not too loose, it's basically going to be just perfect for Ken. And I am looking to see that I have it in place here, and it is here. And we are close right there. Let's see here. I am adjusting the light here. Okay, I think. And when I get to this point, it's going to be perfect aligned. And it's much easier to do it this way. And let me show you right here. It was perfectly aligned in the back. So now, this is the part where we're going to be pinning the pants here. I'm going to pin them on the bottom, and then pin it here on the other side. See right there. And going to the crotch part, it's not always so perfect, but I am getting it ready so that I can just zoom in here and sew this. So I have the front and the back opened up like this one. Let me show you the other one. Alright, well, it should have been straight, so I'm going to make sure that it is when I get there. Alright, so And I'm going to turn this inside out, and we have Ken's slacks. Alright, so to speed this up, I'm going to gently use my scissors and start moving it along. Okay, now the other one. And when I cut these, this plaid material, I made sure that I held it in a fold so that we have a matching pattern. So see that? We have a matching pattern there and a matching pattern throughout. See right there, that line? And so on. So let's put this on Ken. Okay, that's the back. And this is the front. And Ken is getting his suit. And I'm thinking of maybe I can get started with the Pee Wee Herman. The pattern does not, it shows Ken with a tie. There is no pattern for a tie. It just, that's the way it looks like in the picture, and I'll show you in a second. I was really excited. I was really hoping that there was a pattern for a tie. So I'm just gonna have to make one. So I'm getting him dressed up. Here he is. And the elastic was perfect on him. So here he is with his slacks on, looking handsome already. And I am going to put him side by side with Barbie so that you can see what we have so far. One of the things that's creating me a little bit of distress is the little fold, and that's not going to happen until I iron it. So let me put him side by side so that we can see what we have so far. Okay. I'm dropping things, and here we have, and this is what I was talking about right now. This, until I press this down, this is going to be nicely situated there, but it's looking really nice already. And there he is with the pinstripe material on the cotton as well. Really beautiful. Here we go. We have a really good view here. And it's about ½ an inch or less than ½ an inch from one to the other. So we get to, yeah, it's ½ an inch. So we have very good separation. And it looks like I think it's in Central America where they have these, and they're very pretty like this, and they have a beautiful embroidery, and they're called guayaberas. Very nice, from Central America. Probably, I don't know, but I've seen them, and they're very, very pretty. But I'm not sorry, but I'm not above to do some embroidery. Not right now. I just have so much going. I'm just making an observation. So this material, it's good either way. Let me get my lighting back in here. So it's good either way. There is no right side or wrong side. So I am going to go and start to put this together. And I'm following the pattern, and oops, Look at that. I need to take this out. Alright, there we go. Let's try this again. Alright, and the other one. And the front is a lot larger than the back. See that? Just slightly. Okay, so about the little hard area here is putting the little pockets in, and you want them to be equal on both sides. So I think it's going to help me to have these lines here. I hope that the other one is the same. So I am adjusting this. All right, there we go. And I don't need this excess here, so I am going to cut it from this. I don't want to cut here, so I'm going to cut it very carefully. And there is our beautiful, oh wow, look at that. I didn't know it was going to matter there. So I'm going to see, and let's see here. We do have a matching. See that? I do have it matching. So I'm going to use my visual to sew it along this line right here. So that made it a lot easier to have it equal on both sides. And let me take another look. So this was a technically hard little thing to do. And look at this. This little piece of thing made it in there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it from this side to make sure I don't cut into the fabric. And it's a little bit off, so I'm going to do this again. Since the other one is in the same position, I'm going to take this out and position it so it can be perfectly straight. Okay, so there and there. And let me hold it in place. And let's take a sneak peek. Okay, it needs to be right there. I sewed it right up that line, so it needs to be there too. Alright, that's... Oh, it's still a little bit off. It moves. How the first one made it there, I was just lucky. Alright, this time I'm going to pin it down because it's obviously moving. Alright, third time is the charm. So let's take a look at this one. Right there. And I'm going to pin this down ever so carefully because I don't want it to move. Okay, there we go. Let's do this again. I need to bring this up. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's try this again now. Alright, that's as good as it's going to get. And I'm going to be measuring this side by side. So now that we have this, now we're going to do the sleeve. And on the Pee Wee Herman suit, he had a lapel with some handkerchief. I'm going to hand sew that one in after I am done doing the suit. There's so much thread going around over here. But we are almost done. The hardest thing was getting those little pockets in there. And I'm doing that to keep this open so it's not bulky. And I do need to ease this, so I am folding it here. And I'm going to do the same for the other so that we can breeze on through this and get done as soon as possible. So I'm going to do a little faux sewing, so I'm going to hold it and go down and pretend that we're sewing this and see where we're going to end up. So it looks good. That was like a little mock sewing with my finger. So here we go. We have a little bit of a gap here. So we're going to do the same thing. Take the thread out and massage it and re-sew it, or re-sew this little area right there. And I'm going to help it by easing it here too. There. Alright, so we're going to do this again. After I'm done, I'm going to freight check this. Put that one little liquid chemical to keep it from fraying. So now that I took that out, I'm going to take this, and since I sewed it underneath, it's going to find its position there. And here we go. What a nice look right here. And this, I can take this out later on, these little pieces here. This little stuff, we can take it out later. Okay, so now for the other side, or for the other sleeve. Okay, so this one is already looking that I started too much on the side, so I'm going to start again. Alright, let's start this again. That is really nice right here too. We're almost done to put this together here. So much thread. So immediately after I try this on Ken, like I mentioned, I'm going to use spray check. I'm not going to do it now because it's liquid and it stays wet for a while. So here is our suit from the inside. So now it's time to put this on. And right at the beginning, I had mentioned that I had made an adjustment because I want it to be closed all the way through. This is the actual pattern here. And what I did, the long part here, the little short S is where the neck goes. This part here is the back. And what I did is I made it longer so that it can go all the way across and connect in the back. So let me put it here. So that's what I did. I made this adjustment. So let's say that we sewed it right there. And here it is. And I added this extra right here because originally this is the first one that I did and it only comes up to the front, this part right here. And I want it to go all the way across. So let's try it out. Whatever, even if it's short, it's going to be better than what the original pattern calls for. And if it's too long, then all I have to do is just cut it. So when we sew this, it's going to be like this. This is going to be on the outside. So I'm going to position this as if this is the middle, which is probably a good estimate. And I'm going to pin this all the way across. So let me see here. Go with the flow, go with the design. And see how it's going here. And right there in the middle. So let's do the other side and So this part, of course, takes time. And before I sew it, I'm going to make sure that this little curve right here is on the same distance as the other. So looking by what we have here, it looks like it. So make sure that I am not I am also going to sew this on a very loose stitch so that if I need to make any adjustments, it'll be easy for me to take out. So just about short here. So what I can do is just get a little bit more on this side. And get a little bit more on the other. I did make this jacket a little bit wider. I did mention that earlier because this is going to be going right now on Talking Can, and Talking Can is a little bit bigger in the neck because of his little pull string. So let's try this now. When I am down here, right there. I'm gonna take this from Can right here. Okay, so now it's time for sewing. So I'm gonna sew starting from here. And I am going to be hugging the edge. And take everything out because I don't want to sew into the sleeves or anything. So this was a lot faster than pinning it, but the reason why we pin it is to have an exact, oh no, let me see here, I want to make sure, no, I thought maybe I sewed into the sleeves, but because I wasn't careful. So right here, I'm going to make a visual and take all these pins and put them where they belong before I do anything else, because I don't want my cat or my dog to be stepping on them, and as careful as I am, sometimes they do pop out. Feel horrible when that happens. So right over here, this part right here, I'm just going to massage it because I need every little bit that I oops, talking about every little bit that I need. Here we go. time around, I will give it a little bit more than I did right now. So now that I did that, you see right here, it's gonna go perfectly down. And all this messiness that we get to see, as soon as we turn it inside out, it's gonna look very professional. And taking a look, I'm making a visual here with this pocket and that pocket. They look pretty unison, very uniform from one side to the other, and I'm just going to take this little excess out. If your fabric does not match, like from here to here, or let me give you this example, don't worry. It all comes out in the end. And this so that we can have a nice clean fold here, or when we turn it inside out. Okay, so now we're going to be clipping so that we can have a nice easement here. This is the neck part. Right in the middle now. And let's do some easement right over here. Anywhere where we have a curve, we want to ease it up so that we have no problems. And here, right here. This is the bottom part of the suit. And this part here. And this suit is going to get pressed because it needs a lot of pressing, especially on the little front pockets. It's going to need that there. And let's give it a little bit of easement right here in the front. And like I mentioned, it is going to get fray check all over in the inside. But for now, we want to see what this looks like. Very exciting. So doing this carefully. And once I iron this, it's going to be very nice. So I'm going to try it on Ken, and then I'm going to get the iron and iron it down after I take it out away from Ken. So I'm going to, there's the iron. I'm going to be mindful not to get burnt. All right, there we go. I'm going to put it in, I'm going to put it in low just in case this is a polyester blend. And I am going to all right. So now I'm turning this inside out. I'm going to turn it on high. So yeah, it looks kind of funky, but I will hold it down with the pen so that we can see the suit, the little pockets there. Maybe I should have done it like this. Much better. I think that's a lot better. There, they're kind of down. It's getting hot. And I really think I need to iron this before I put it on him, because it's very uncomfortable to see it the way it is. Okay, so we're getting places now. Okay, so I'm just doing a very quick touch-up just to keep it down, and then do more pressing later on. Because it was very bulky. And just want to have a little bit of a presence here. And the ironing is not the only thing that's going to keep it down. I'm also going to add some stay stitching, like, you know, like with the needle and thread, just to keep it in position. Alright, so that's pretty... My goodness. So let me keep that there. And I'm going to get Ken and put this on him. So I'm putting it on really, really quick, because I know that you have been here, my live stream audience, and after it's a pre-recorded video, my other audience. It is looking so fabulous. And while you are here, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It's going to help me a lot in the future, and now and in the future. Comment and share to help more people see my videos and my tutorials like this one. So we still need to put the buttons on Ken. I have to put his shoes on, so we're just going to get the gist of it right now. And I didn't iron his shirt, but he's going to be able to model right next to Barbie. So let me put him here. And bring Barbie right next to him. And we're going to get ourselves a little visual. and give us a little backdrop so that it looks a little bit nicer. So Ken is being held by the sewing machine. Of course, we know that I am sewing. So there we go. Well, that didn't work. Okay, well, I was trying. So I'm going to iron it some more. Going to put his buttons on, but his little pockets look great. It's still puffy because I need to iron this out, but it is a really nice suit. And as soon as I'm completely done ironing and taking all these little things, I'm going to make him a tie as well. I need to figure that out. So here is the pattern, Simplicity 4422. And I already did this set. This one in gold, like a rusty lame. I did this, the dress is sold, the brown suit, and now the last two, which is Barbie with the red coat and hat, and Ken with his skinny pants, gray suit. And there's the tie. There's the tie right there, which I'm going to give him a bow tie. And I'm going to try to do that long tie as well. So here it is, in the way of getting the buttons and getting more pressed down, but it is really, really nice. I love this material. It is doll scale, small plaid material, and very happy. So as soon as I'm done, give him his tie and put the snap on and his buttons. I'm going to do a video and a short. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. For the next full complete matching pattern, I need to make sure that I have all the materials before I get started. So I will put it on my community board which pattern I'm going to do next. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.